And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. If you guys are new to us here on Amazon, welcome. Make sure you guys do hit that follow button. You'll see it either here in this corner or down below. You will also see some of the products from our next guest. We're excited to welcome back my friend, Omegia Keeys of About Face Media. And also, we have joining us today for the first time here on Amazon, Kathy Taylor of Tell All Inc. We're going to talk to her not only about what it's been like for her to work with Omegia on some great projects, including the brand new one that's out now here on Amazon called Fractured. If you guys are just finding out about Fractured, you guys are going to love this. We're also going to let you guys see the trailer of it. We're going to get into it a little bit. We're not going to spoil anything for you guys, but definitely invite you guys to be able to buy it like I did or be able to rent it for yourself. We'll talk to Omegia and Kathy about what's coming up next for them as well. But thanks to the two of you for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Glad to do it. I should say we are simulcasting this as well because I see people already coming in on Twitter, LinkedIn, and on YouTube. Hello to ESP Presents joining us on YouTube. She says hello to you all as well. So I'm going to start with you here, Omegia. Going to bring you up. I mean, talk to us about this experience. I mean, you've been able to do so many great projects. What has it been like for you already to see the response to Fracture?
Oh my gosh, it has been crazy with Fracture because, one of the things that I pride myself on is leveling up each time we do a project. So the fact that we were able to level this one up even more and the response back from it, and it has been insane. Like, because people that have watched other films, their response, like, how do you guys keep doing this? It's crazy.
Yeah. And I think the thing is, Omegia, you and I have been able to, we go way back. I should let our audience know. Now we're talking about Omegia Keeys as a filmmaker and a director and all those things, and an actress. She's also in this film, I should say, as well. But I first met Omegia Keeys, the author, and actually in the carousel on the Amazon side, you guys will see some of her latest work. She's written nonfiction books like this one. You guys can see here, and also, of course, fiction like Faded Reunion. Also, the film is there too. Omegia, what has that been like for you to be able to go from writing these stories in books to now telling these stories in film?
I think it was just all by design. It was to get me to where I needed to be now because I am a storyteller, and now I'm just telling those stories visually, and it allowed filmmaking allows me to explore even more options because I get a little more crazier with the films than I can with the books.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's really possible. I think it may be a tie when it comes to that. But you have not done this alone. We are excited to welcome Kathy Taylor to our broadcast as well. Kathy, welcome to Amazon.com. Glad to have you here with us. Congratulations on all you've been able to do with Tell All Inc. I want to ask you the same question I asked Omegia. What has it been like for you to see the early response to Fracture?
It's been amazing. Omegia is absolutely amazing, and it's just a different experience for me because I'm up close and personal, when I know the stories and we film, and then I get to see it on the screen, and then I get to hear the reaction from others. It's amazing and it feels good. So, a lot of times I'll say, I'm so proud of you. She's like, proud of us. I said, I know, but just to know that she writes this amazing stuff, and then I get to be right there to experience with, besides just being with her, but just others who can communicate, they love it. So it's exciting.
And Kathy, I'm glad to have you on with it because I've watched the two of you work together, not only on film projects, but also on the podcast. I've listened into the podcast. And what I love is that you all are showing that, for one, that women can work together. Two, women can be able to support each other. But three, what is so great about what you've been able to do with Tell All Inc. and what she's doing with About Face Media, that you can have your own thing. So what has it been like for you, Kathy, to be an example to others, especially female entrepreneurs, about what they can achieve together with others?
The biggest thing with that is with Omegia and I, we stay in our own lanes. I know what I'm great at. She knows what she's great at. And we allow each other to be great in our gifts. And whatever that support is, we'll rotate it out. If I'm up, she supports me and Tell All Inc., whatever those things are, and then the same here. So when she say let's go, or if I say let's go, we are right there for each other, and it just works. We just have an amazing relationship, and I am proud to be her sister, friend, business partner, it all. I love it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm going to bring you up for two reasons. One, I'm going to ask you the same question, and two, because Ellen says that she loves your eyewear as well.
They are amazing.
So I'm sure she's going to probably want to know. Make sure you're following Omegia, Ellen. You have to come over to Facebook. We're simulcasting on Facebook too, so you can make sure you follow Omegia. We have her tag there. But Omegia, you and I have these conversations a lot, because what I've always loved about our friendship now, over a decade now, that I should have pulled up that picture with our selfie. I love that picture of us doing the selfie. But what I love is that you have always been a person that's been supporting others, Omegia, in whether we're talking about the literary world, what you've been able to do, of course, with film and production. What has it been like for you to show other people what's possible for them?
That actually is what keeps me going. I love to show other people that they too can do it, because I really didn't have examples to look at, because the path wasn't laid out. But now with social media and so many outlets that filmmakers that can do, I self-taught myself a lot of things. So I thrive on showing people that you can do it.
Yeah.
Like that's fuel. Fuel for the train.
Yeah. And I think that's what's it's been so inspiring about your journey. And then also I've gotten to know Kathy because of you in this journey. Hello to you, Manswell, joining us on Facebook. He says hello to you all as well. He also says greatness together, love it. And Manswell is another talented storyteller as well. You've been able to do something else though, Omegia, that so many writers aspire to. And that is to see their words being brought to life. I mentioned earlier about Faded Reunion. I'm going to go ahead and hold it up again. I'm going to highlight it in the carousel for our Amazon audience as well, because what is so great about that is you've been able to take that book, turn it into a film as well. That's also available here on Amazon. Do you still have those wow moments, Omegia, when it comes to that, of thinking you wrote these books and now here they are, people are able to watch these characters?
I have a wow moment every single day, Cyrus. It is, I look and, sometimes it doesn't seem real. It seems like I'm looking at someone else's life sometimes when I see that I actually did it. It's like, okay, but I don't allow myself to sit in it too much, because I'm always like, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
Cyrus, I'm gonna tell a little secret.
Go ahead.
I think she amazed herself on this last one with Fractured. When she finished editing, she's gonna kill me, but I'm gonna tell it. She called me crying because she was just like, I did it, we did it, I can't believe it. She was so excited. And I just felt all of that, from that phone call. So I know it's a lot on her, filming. And then when she goes through the whole editing process and she's doing this stuff, by herself, and she gets it done. So it is. And I I am. I'm just so proud of her. So I love it when she smiles and she's excited. It gets me excited. And then I'm ready to like, what's next? Yes.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Well,
But
Kathy,
because I think, oh,
yeah. I'm sorry.
sorry.
No, go ahead, Omega. Go ahead.
Yeah. To go with it, I think one of the issues is because, like, this film does tackle a little bit of PTSD. It's
Mhm.
still that PTSD that I deal with every time we do something, because I'm a black
Interesting.
I'm a black woman filmmaker. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to do these things. And I was born in the 70s. I'm not supposed to be able to do any of the things that I am doing and be successful at it.
Yeah.
So I struggle with that every time we do something. It doesn't stop me from doing it because I fight through the fear, but
Right.
it's that moment right when we're getting ready to have a premiere. It's like, that's when it really, really gets me. Those moments, and that feeling of accomplishing it is like, it's so overwhelming to me at times because of the PTSD and the things that I know my mother was not allowed to do
Mm,
that I'm doing.
yeah. Yeah. Manswell says he understands that feeling as well. So I want to talk to the two of you about the storytelling process with film, because I think a lot of times people don't understand all that goes into it. And also, both of you are not just telling stories, directing stories, you all are actually participating as well. So, Omegia, for yourself, how did you decide that Fractured was going to be the next project for you? I'll start there.
Oh gosh, one of those kidnapping sessions with Kathy. I snatch Kathy up, corner her, for a day or two, and make her read all the scripts, and like we line them up to know, what's coming next. So, but we do a lot of preparation and care for why is this one going to be next. It has to be a reason why a certain script, because I have stacks of them. It has to be a reason for why this particular script is up next. It has to be a moment and a reason behind it.
So, Kathy, when Omegia told you about Fractured and you were reading the script, what did you think?
Oh my goodness. I said, my friend, where do your brain live? It's one of those moments, like I said, we'll get away, and literally she's giving me script after script after script, and I'm reading, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, like who thinks of some of this stuff? And I know, you'll take bits and pieces from experiences or things you may have seen or whatever. And she just comes up with this amazing, writing. And just to be there to experience, it's awesome. I'm so proud of my friend.
Well, for those who do not know about Fractured, we're going to do something that we have not done here actually. Here on Amazon before, and that is to show a trailer. Typically, it's not something that we've done. We've shown music videos for recording artists that have been on, but I'm excited about this. So here, for you guys who are just finding out about Fractured, again, on the Amazon side, we have it highlighted for you guys. But for all of you guys who are simulcasting, we're going to let you guys see the trailer, and then we're going to talk about it on the other side with our guests, Omegia Keeys and Kathy Taylor. So you guys enjoy the trailer.
So you're just going to sit here and ignore me?
Oh, so we're sharing today.
That's why I pay you to be here.
Do you? Fine, I'll play along. So how did we end up here this time?
Now that I have your attention, I'm your sister, your twin.
It's been several weeks and you haven't heard from her?
No. And she has a name.
I'm Olivia.
You need to set boundaries. And when she doesn't comply, there needs to be consequences.
That's funny.
Hey, listen, baby, I'm sorry.
So, you gonna be in here all day?
What are you so worried about?
Hey, by the way, the police came by here yesterday.
I'm gonna get him once and for all.
Keep doing what you're doing. This is progress.
Well, time to get on with it. Cutting things a bit close.
All right. So, okay. Let's talk about this. Right. So we're going to talk about this without talking about this. And I had a conversation with Omegia and Kathy before. There are a lot of themes in this project. Omegia, I'm going to start with you because there's a lot of things that you're able to tackle here that we're able to see just in the trailer. For one, we can tell the main character there is seeing someone that we can say is her therapist. We can see that there's a family element that's in here. We also see there's things going on with work. So talk to our audience about the story behind Fractured.
The story behind Fractured is how long can you hold on to that trope of being the strong Black woman before you crack? That's the underlying thing that you got to be, no matter what happens to you. You can be sexually abused as a child, anything, but you're still expected to just shake it off. You'll be okay. You'll be all right. But what happens when that stuff keeps piling on and piling on?
Yeah. And so, Kathy, to go back to you before I kind of talk about some of the things that stood out to me, talk to me about what it was like for you seeing this all not only come together, but you have a part in this. So what was that like being a part of this?
It was It was actually interesting because if you know Omegia, anyone on her set is not safe. So you will be thrown in as an actor and get it together really quick. So we needed an extra person to do this particular scene. And I was like, well, I'll do it. Okay, get dressed. And next thing I know, I'm fighting some guys. And that piece was really also important to me to do that part because I am a human and sex trafficking advocate. So me doing that and over the years hearing the stories and being involved with kind of helping, in that area, it was personal to me. So when Amir mentioned before about her stopping the camera, trying to make sure I was okay, I literally went into another zone just to even do that character because I just felt what a lot of the people who I've worked with dealing with some of this, went to. So it was interesting, but it was also, I'm excited about it. I look back at it, I was like, wow, we did that.
Yeah. And there's so many different themes. I want to get to some of the comments because they are coming in. Hello to you, Dr. Bama, joining us on the West Coast there. Manswell says, oh, shucky ducky now. I need a link to watch the show. That's why we're on Amazon, Manswell. It's on Amazon. You can rent and buy it on Amazon. so definitely make sure you do that for sure. Dr. Bama, hello to you, joining us here on the West Coast. ESP Presents says, love it. Where can we go to watch? It's on Amazon. It's right here on Amazon. So for you guys who are not watching us on Amazon, there is a link that will bring you over to Amazon. You can be able to go there and to rent it and to buy it for yourself. I bought it for myself so I could watch it more than once. You're going to want to watch it because I'm going to tell you something.
Yes.
And I can say this without spoiling anything. By the time you get to the end, you're going to say, wait a minute.
Yes.
I got to go back and watch. Because I think I must have missed something. Manswell's laughing. Ellen brings up a good point. A black woman supposed to be strong and bypass the trauma is one of the biggest lies. Love this. And that's a really good point. How important was that, Kathy? Because we do see, and Omegia, I'm going to ask you a similar question. We do see it in the film, that whole thing about being strong, having to just deal with whatever comes your way. How important was it for you all to make sure you dealt with that?
It is very important.
That I deal with. Yeah.
I was going to say it is very important because Amelia and I both struggle sometimes with that because we always have to be perfect. We have to be strong. Most of the time people think we don't deal with things or experience things, and we're fighting through the struggles of just, making sure we get it right. And it's personal. So she can speak more on her side of it, but we struggle with that just like everyone else of trying to, go on every day in the world we don't have perfect days every day.
Yeah.
No.
Love that. Yeah. In fact, that is said in the film actually about not having those perfect days. Amiga, go ahead.
No, like that's literally, that line is literally pulled from something that I've had to tell people like about myself. I have a lot of struggles within myself. Like I have lupus and I'm literally one step from being in a hospital some days, and people will call me and expect me to be okay just to get through the conversation with them. And I'm telling them I'm not okay. They're like, oh, you'll be all right. No, I'm on my way to the hospital. But they want me to be all right for them, to make them feel better in a moment. People don't want to hear about when we finished filming how I was sick for 2 months. They don't want to hear about those things. They don't want to hear about the fact that I am a rape survivor and I have a child from it. People don't want to hear about those things. People are like, all right, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. Well, at 17 years old, told that I would be okay and to just carry on and act like it didn't exist. I'm surprised I'm not Ava.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that brings up a really good point. I'm gonna keep you up front and center, Omegia, because again, talking around the film, what we're able to see though is that people do have their breaking point. And not everyone is going to be there in your life that's going to be, that the best influence. Even that we see the therapist saying about setting boundaries. How important had setting boundaries been? And it sounds like that's what you're talking about here, Omegia. How important has that been for you? Then I'm going to go to you, Kathy, with that too.
Oh, it is absolutely important for me to set boundaries because people will use you up or people will pull you into things that you don't want to be a part of because they're just like, oh, you're just going to go along with whatever they want you to do just to get along. Some people, when things happen to some people, you get to being too nice and you just start going with the flow and you end up in crazy situations that you don't want to find yourself in, or you go the complete opposite way. So, for me, I will tell in a heartbeat and I won't feel bad about it.
Yeah. Love that.
Yes.
Love that. Kathy, what about for yourself? How important has it been for you to be able to set boundaries?
It is very important because and also having a friend like Omegia, because sometimes we have to bounce off each other, because I am probably on most days more lenient than she is with boundaries. I'm always trying to make sure everyone's good, everyone's right. And sometimes she fights for me, because I struggle with that, because I'm a fixer in my business. I like everything to just be right. So, and she tells me no. She'll tell others no for me. She's gonna fight for me, because sometimes I'm not as strong with that, because I'm a giver and a doer of everyone. So those boundaries are very important, and I appreciate our relationship because we're able to balance each other out there. I gotta plug in.
Love that. No, sure. Go ahead. Omegia, I want to go to you with the story of Fractured for a moment. ESP, no, it's not a series. It is a standalone film. So you'll get the full story in the film. However, to that point, the reason why I want to bring you back, Omegia, that does bring up an interesting point, because I think there are so many things by the time it ends, you do wonder about, right? What about for you? Do you see yourself revisiting any of these characters?
I definitely could say I would revisit them. Once I get started.
Yes.
Yeah. Because like I said, there's so many things in here, and you all touched on it, but just to kind of give our audience an idea, you have human trafficking is a part of this story. You of course have being able to deal with issues with family, as we mentioned earlier, and even our relationship with ourselves. I think that is another big thing, which goes to something interesting for the two of you, because both of you work hard. Omegia, you and I kind of will message each other sometimes, congratulating one another, but we both work hard. How important has it been for you to make sure you're taking out time for you? I know both of you love what you do, but Omegia, how important has it been for you to make sure you're taking out time for yourself and not leaving yourself behind along the way?
Oh, it is extremely important. I learned the hard way when I got sick. That if I don't take the time, it's gonna, my body is gonna take it for me.
Yes.
But no, it's important to, to celebrate all of the moments that you have. So I like to take the time after we do something. I really do like to get away. I know at the beginning of this year, we just went to Vegas to kind of regroup and re-strategize. Yes, we got some work done, but we really, enjoyed getting away. I said the beginning of this year, it's the beginning of last year now.
Yeah.
But no,
It's
those
moving so
moments
fast.
really matter. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna, while I have you up front, and Kathy, I'm gonna ask you the same question. I want to address. I know the answer, but I want you to answer this. And if you want to elaborate, Omegia, ESP wants to know: is this film based on one of your books?
No, this one is not.
So this is a great opportunity for you, Ellen, to make sure you grab it. Kathy, I want to ask you about the self-care aspect. I'm not good at it. I'm trying to get better at it. I'm not good at getting away because I forget it's work. I know that's crazy, but I think Omegia and you know what I'm talking about. It's like you get so into what you're doing, you forget, okay, this is not just regular life. How important has it been for you, Kathy, to make sure that you're taking out time for yourself?
I didn't always do that. The last few years, I have worked hard to try to do that. And again, Omegia has helped me with that because she will say no in a minute to things if she doesn't want to do it. However, and I've learned from her from that. I mean, after the premiere of Fractured, I actually took the month off because even mentally, I have been running all year long, nonstop. And your body just needs to recuperate because you're talking to people, you're meeting people, you're filming, whatever, doing events, and it takes a toll on you. So you just need a reset. And then I had to do a reset. So I'm learning it's very important. Now my mind is clear. I'm like, okay, I was telling we got to get to work. It's time to go.
But before we leave, Kathy, I definitely want you to tell our audience more about Tell All Inc. as well, how they can stay connected with you for sure. Amiga, I do want to ask you though, I mean, we've been talking about, your books are here on Amazon. You have films here on Amazon. That is, as I mentioned, the dream of so many people. So I know you not only have people who enjoy your work, you also have people you've been able to inspire that are storytellers themselves. I know Manswell is someone who writes, with the goal of his work also, coming to life in television and film. What do you normally tell people, Amiga, especially that are storytellers, about the process?
I normally tell people to make sure that they do their research, and because there is so much information out there. All you have to do, Google. It is right there. Do your research and stop expecting other people to bring you up when you can do it yourself. People in my position kind of get frustrated sometimes when people were like, how can I get started? Literally, how can I get started? It's that simple. There's literally how-to guides on everything. There's YouTube University. I use it. It's all of that. When I don't know something, I go look it up. But that's how I was also raised. If my mom would tell me, look it up. So look it up.
Yeah. And I'm going to stay with you for a second on that point, because I know this again from following your journey. And for those who don't know, not only is Omegia a best-selling author, she's also, you've probably seen her in some of your favorite television shows and film. She's also an actress before she became a filmmaker as well. And I see you sometimes, I bring that up because I see you sometimes sharing either things people have posted, Omegia, from screenshots, whatever. What has that been like for you to kind of think about the evolution of Omegia and the different things you've been able to do?
Well, it's been really crazy because one of the shows, Containment, it just recently went up on Tubi. And of course, for me, that was 2015. But for everybody else, it's brand new. So them seeing me in that, it's like, and when I look at it, I'm like, wow, that I really have come a long way from being, on these shows. And it's really going into what we're doing next. That evolution is really going to hit hard because, I started out working on the originals. Those first 2 seasons, I was in front of the camera and behind the camera. Like you could see me like clockwork almost in every episode if you looked those first 2 seasons. Whether I had on some crazy makeup, whatever, being a witch, all type of thing. But I was there, always popping up. And people would capture screenshots all the time of that. But the fact that that's the show that got me started, and our next project is finally my vampire series, my romantic horror, which is the whole reason that I started working on that television show in the first place, is to learn how to be a filmmaker. And now we're finally about to do it.
Wow.
Sorry,
I love that.
I watched Containment during the pandemic. I was just finding things to do. And I'm literally watching this movie. And I was like, wait a minute. That's my friend. I was screaming at the TV, taking screenshots, pausing it to go back, because I didn't even know my friend was in this movie. But I was so excited. She was like, yeah, I did that. It was some time ago. I was like, oh, okay.
That is amazing. That is amazing. But I'm so excited for the two of you and what you all have done with Fractured. You guys have to watch it here on Amazon. I see you guys clicking it. Definitely go ahead and rent it or buy it. Like I said, I bought it so I could be able to watch it over and over again. I definitely invite you guys to do that. But also check out Faded Reunion. you'll see it there as well. We also have, let me check in the carousel too, Surviving America. This is another powerful documentary that Omegia did as well. And then the books are there too. So make sure you all do check out the books. Omegia, Keeys, and Kathy Taylor have been our guests for this segment. And I really appreciate you all being on. Congratulations again on, of course, Fractured, but also on everything the two of you are doing. Omegia, you did tease us with what's coming. So how can our viewers stay connected with you to kind of keep up with everything?
Hey, you can find me at Mimi Keeys on Instagram and Facebook, and AFM Media 1922 as well.
So make sure you guys are staying connected. And we do have Omegia tagged even on X over there for you guys. I forgot to mention you guys earlier. We are streaming live on X, and we did tag Omegia there as well. Kathy, so glad to have you here with us. Please, Kathy, let our audience know, if you don't mind, a little bit about Tell All Inc., but also how they can stay connected with you as well.
So Tell All Inc. Is event planning. I do business consulting and filmmaking. So, and all of the arts. So it just flows right on into filmmaking, being organized, planning, decorating, which those are the things that I love to do. So it was easy for us to work. But you can find me all things, all social media platforms and website at Tell All Inc.
All right. Well, Kathy, so glad to have you on with us. I know we're going to be talking a lot over the next few months. I can also let you guys know that I had the pleasure of featuring Omegia Keeys on the cover of our business issue of Conversations magazine here on Amazon a while back. Both Kathy and her will be gracing our business issue this year, which I'm very excited about. A lot of great things. So they will be coming back on with us. So definitely make sure you guys do go ahead, watch Fractured, come back with your questions, but no spoilers. We don't want any spoilers.
Right.
If I can do it in 30 minutes without any spoilers, you guys, I want you to make sure that you you come back with no spoilers in the comment section for sure. But Omegia, so proud of you again. I cannot say that enough. Definitely looking forward to our next conversation together. And Kathy, you as well.
Yes, thank you so
Thank
much for
you so
having
much.
us.
Hey, glad to do it. And we thank you, our viewers, for tuning into this episode of Cyrus Webb Presents. If you guys did come in late, you missed part of it. If you're joining us here on Amazon.com, don't worry, the replay will be here on Amazon. Again, make sure you guys do hit that follow button on Amazon, either here in this corner or down below. For those who are joining us on the other platforms on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter, you guys will see a link that will bring you guys over to Amazon, again, so you can be able to get the films, but also the books as well. Until next time, I'm Cyrus Webb, and thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.